Hello, hello, hello. It is Thursday, and I think I might be a little bit crooked. I was trying to adjust it right before, so hopefully it's not too bad, but I won't be facing this way for very long. Once we get going, of course, I will turn the camera down to my desktop for our stamping together. Let's see, I'm gonna try and pull it up on my computer in front of me, so if you are watching and wanna drop a line and tell me you're watching, that'd be awesome. So I know it's feeding to the Facebook. Hello. See a few people names popping up. So I'm trying to get my computer to catch up, which sometimes takes a minute. Refreshing. Oh, there I am. Okay. I can see myself at least. Oh, and I do see some comments. Excellent. Hey. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Amy. Thank you for saying hello. Hopefully y'all have had a good week. I know I got to see Amy last night virtually anyways. But Cheryl, I haven't seen you in, it may have been almost a year now. Maybe, I don't know the last time I saw you, Cheryl, in person. I know you've stopped by Michelle's quite a few times, but I haven't seen you in person in a long time. Let's see, I'm trying to make this bigger so I can really see the comments. And of course I have my little toolkit right in front of the comment area. So I'll have to move that over to the other side. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna get started, and we're gonna do our virtual craft together tonight. Hopefully you are doing something along with me, but if you're just watching, that's fine too. But I would love it if you are watching. If you would like to share the video, feel free. That helps me reach out to other people and meet new crafters. So oh, Cheryl, the last time you saw me was, yeah, well, so that it's been over a year then. You were the at bingo. Yes, you were. That was when we did our last in-person bingo. That has been over a year, so that's a good memory. I knew it'd been a while. I didn't think I'd seen you, but wow, that's like a distant memory, but hopefully one day we'll get back to in-person events a little bit more, especially at the church and stuff once they open it up for us to hold events there again, but no word yet on when that might happen. So in the meantime, we get together virtually here every week, and that's the plan, every Thursday evening about 8:30, and you're welcome to just watch, but I would love for you to be crafting along with me. Just take this time out to do something fun and craft along. And share what you're crafting here in the comments so we know what's going on, because not everybody stamps. Some people do other things. I know my friend Beth, she's coming into town this weekend. She usually does some cross stitching, and so anyways, so just let me know what you're doing, and I will probably get ready to flip the phone down. And so while I do that, if you haven't watched in a while, I do cover up the camera so that as I'm flipping it down, it's not too much motion, and so it will look like I am blank for a moment. So let me put this over the camera, and then we'll flip it down so that you can see my desktop. And I will also be flipping the light down so there's more light down here. Hopefully that will work. I may have to make an adjustment once we flip it around, so give me just a second. I have a couple things to share with you. Okay, I think it's in the camera, in the screen, as I'm shifting around and checking my view. So you just made a paper purse about 20 minutes ago. Oh, those are fun little cute treats, those little paper purses. Very good, Cheryl. I have yet to make, I haven't made any of those recently, but I have made them in the past. So okay, so I'm going to be making a pretty simple card tonight, but it really features some fun new products that are featured in the mini catalog. So I was going to touch on a few of those first before we get started. As you'll see, the focal point here is kind of the designer series paper, which has some beautiful imagery. It's like it's been painted. Sometimes it doesn't always show up great on the camera, but it looks pretty good there on the camera from what I can see. But this paper is just so pretty in person. So let me show you that. That's in the mini catalog. It's on page 33. and it's called the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. So it's 12 by 12 sheets. It's $11.50 for the pack of 12 sheets, and you get 2 of each design, and of course they're double-sided, so you get 6 different double-sided designs. So that's where the paper is on page 33, and it goes with this whole Fine Art Floral suite of products. Now, I don't even have the stamp set and dies. Michelle, my friend, does, and I plan to use those a little bit later this spring in one of my classes, but I am going to feature on this card this beautiful ribbon. It's a it's called the Fine Art ribbon, but it's got gold in it. It's, again, the camera doesn't always pick it up, and I know the catalog does not do it justice, but it is absolutely beautiful in person. It's almost like a linen ribbon, but then it's got gold flecked throughout it. So, and it's very soft to work with, so that's a really great ribbon and accessory, and those coordinate nicely together. And then the stamp set that I'm using is actually back at the beginning on page 7. And if you've looked at this catalog, you may have skipped right past this if you're not really into the kits. But this kit is actually a really fun one. I just got this in. It comes with a really cute box to put everything in, and then all the supplies. But the stamp set is actually sold separately, and you will need your own inks for this particular kit. But I like the stamp set. It's called You Are Amazing, and it is 7 pieces in it. So it's got some really fun greetings and a couple of images as well. So this is the one I'm using. So the You Are Amazing stamp set. It's $21, and again, it's on page 7 of the mini catalog. All right. So let me show you something I did earlier this season. Of course, when the catalog came out back in January, I was really brave and decided I was going to do some DSP samplers. And a couple of you got those, and hopefully you've been putting them together. I put this one together to showcase this paper, the Fine Art Floral. So these are the papers that I was just showing you on page 33, and this is just kind of a quick way to see them all in one snapshot and to see them in person. So what I've done is taken each paper and cut it into a 2 by 2 square. So this is the front and back of the same paper, same paper, same paper, front and back, front and back, front and back. So, and then I went ahead and did a circle of each of the colors that are featured in the designer series paper. So there's actually 13 coordinating colors for this paper, which is a lot of colors. So this paper here is actually from this swatch here, and here's another little snippet of it. So you can see, actually that's the one that matches right up with it. So I cut these into 4 by 4 squares for my card project. Again, on my sampler, it's 2 by 2 squares. But for the card, I cut it to 4 by 4. Now, I am going to use a different piece of the same paper. I'm going to use this one for the next, for the sample I'm making tonight. So it'll look a little bit different, but it's using the same paper pack, just doing 2 of the different papers that are available in the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper pack. So, all right, so the only ink I'm going to be using is Night of Navy, and my card base is also Night of Navy. So I've cut this at 4 1/4, and then it's across, and then it's 11 inches long. So obviously there would be a second half here, and then I've scored it at 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and crease that. And I'll just set that aside for the moment. So again, that's Night of Navy card base. And what I'm going to do next is, I've got a piece of paper. This is already cut to go on the inside of the card, and it's cut 5 1/4 by 4, just to give you that nice layer for the inside there. Hello, Sherry. I just saw your comment. You would recognize this card because you were here on Sunday at class and got to make this one in class. So this is a bonus review for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is take another piece of Whisper White, and this is 2 3/4 by 4, and I'm going to place that right here to match up with this. And this is just to make sure I have it lined up correctly. Then I'm going to take my adhesive, and I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal and run a line of that right along the bottom edge there. So I'm using this piece that I cut for the inside as a guide. And then I'm going to take my 4 by 4 inch square, and line up the bottom edge so that the piece on the top is now lined up to be 4 by 5 1/4. So that will be the same size piece of paper. Okay? Because I did cut these a little bit, you know, so they overlap, but I didn't cut a full piece to go behind there. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece and put that on the inside. I'm going to use some of my Mono Tombow glue. I love this one, doing a very large piece of paper. And there we go. And then I am going to stamp on this piece here. And again, I'm using the You Are Amazing stamp set. And I'm going to pick the stamp that says You Are Amazing. One tip I will show you, these of course have, are the rubber cling stamps, and the labels are very tacky. Of course you want them to be that way so that when you put it on your block, it's easy to stick down and stay on the block. It won't fall off as you're inking it and stamping it. But when I'm done putting my stamp set together, I save the sheet that the stickers were on, and I just use that right here on top so that it's won't let the stamp stick to the inside of the box. That's just a little tip I have there for you. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but that's how I do it. All right, so Night of Navy ink on the You Are Amazing stamp. And I put my glasses down and I put them all the way at the other side. So I'm just going to stamp this right in that little spot of the basic white. Like that. It's going to take a second to dry because it is on the basic white. I'm going to grab my glasses. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is going to take some of that fun, fine art floral ribbon. It's about a 3/8 of an inch wide ribbon. And I am going to just wrap it around the back of the card pieces that I'm working with here and tie a double knot just over here on the right side, so opposite of where I stamped the greeting. I think this is about 12 inches of ribbon or so that I've cut ahead of time. That way it's right at that seam where the two papers meet on the front there. And I'll need to grab some scissors to trim that up. So this is just a way to use some of the products if you have them but don't necessarily have the coordinating stamp set. Just showing you how to easily pair it with a different stamp set. All right, so on the back of here, of course, we're going to need to add some dimensionals. So I'm going to put a bunch on the back of this, probably about 5. My ribbon is a little bit tight still, so let me tighten that, but at the same time flatten it a little bit. I have to trim that up a little bit more, but I really kind of like the ribbon being a little bit longer. All right. And then we'll just place that right down on the front. Then we're going to add a little bit of bling. I've got my metallic pearls. Of course, they come in silver and gold in the same pack. So that's always an easy way to add some bling. These are great to have on hand in your crafting stash. All right, so I'm going to pick up a couple of these, probably about 3 of them, and scatter them about, and that ties that ribbon right in nicely. And we'll stick another one right down here. I think I will trim that ribbon just a little bit more. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool, of course, to pick up those little pearls. Like that. And that's it. So again, same card, just using 2 of the different papers from the Fine Art Floral. Using that beautiful ribbon that coordinates with it, and then a completely different stamp set, the You Are Amazing, which is the beginning of the mini catalog on page 7. Of course, you could add whatever you want on the inside. Just write a message. You could add another greeting stamp. You could add some other images there. You could also add something on your envelope if you wanted. So there's lots of potential here, but again, just really featuring and focusing in on the designer series paper and how beautiful it is. Yes, the pearls are lovely. These are one of my standby embellishments. The silver ones actually, sometimes, depending on what you pair them with, what paper you have them on, they kind of pick up the color of whatever the cardstock is. So they are a wonderful embellishment to always have on hand. And there's quite a few. I think there's 120 of each color. 121 of each color, the gold and the silver, in one pack. So it's a great deal. They're compact and easily stored. I use them all the time, so I usually just keep them in my Ziploc because I sometimes have multiple packages open. And then I cut them down for classes so people have a little strip of them. So that is a really fun, easy embellishment to always have, a standard, if you will, just like the rhinestones. So again, just loving the way these little sampler displays have turned out. And so, like I said, a few of you got those. So if you missed out on that, I don't know if I'll be doing one with the new catalog or not, but we will find out in a couple of months. The new catalog, of course, is going to be launching May 4th. So we've got about 2 months to go. But the retiring list for the current annual catalog will be coming out in less than 2 weeks, ladies. So March 24th. So keep an eye out. I'll be posting that information for the retiring list. And then, of course, those items, once they are placed on the retiring list, will be while supplies last only for the most part. And so you'll need to get those things before they're gone. All right, well, I think that's it for tonight. Short and sweet. How about that? And a really quick card, a great layout, easy peasy, and just pairing up your designer paper with some coordinating cardstock color, a nice ribbon, and a little embellishment bling. So hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next week for our Thursday night virtual craft together. Bye-bye.